Overton here to bring you second healthy dosing, some collegiate Rocket League action. We got Marist College, that's the Red Foxes, y'all, taking on the University of Tennessee. Of course, that's the Volunteers.
Indeed it is, but we are here. It's 11th versus 24th in the league, so we're going to have to see if Tennessee, currently in 24th place, can play a bit of an upset card against Marist. As Marist obviously looking like a pretty decent team, establishing themselves in the mid-table standings, or well, top half technically,
Oh yeah.
and Tennessee obviously looking to try and fight and climb and try and get up that table.
Yeah, so what? Maris looking like world beaters if you're not in the top 10, right? Because they are of course 11th in that one. We're looking at the Red Foxes, like you said, 8-4 coming out of the MAC conference here, and the Tennessee Vols out of the Eastern Conference. This will not be a divisional matchup here, but still, obviously, still very, very effectual when it comes to playoff contentions. Outside of that top 10 will, of course, mean that Maris is still kind of like in the hunt for it. They're not guaranteed it like numerically, numerologically. No, numbers wise, they're not guaranteed that to go on in there and make the playoffs. So what we're looking at is, I mean, really, there's only like a couple teams that have really like punched that ticket like fully, right? That's pretty much UTA, University of Montana, both 12-0, and Marquette at 11-1. They would have to Marquette would have to lose every single match by I think a 3-0 score line to not make it in to their respective conferences and whatnot. And Marquette only in that situation, of course, because Seton Hall is right behind them, also Big East at a 10-2 score line, and that's overall match wins and losses, of course. So what we're looking at is really a lot on the line right here. Obviously, the Volunteers really have a lot to be done. They need to win the majority of their split two matchups here for the EGFC to really make a name for themselves coming into the overall playoffs, not just their divisional playoffs here, George.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they're doing really well. I think, obviously, yeah, like I said, they do want to try and get top in the standards of the MAAC. And obviously, they want to try and improve the league standings as well. As there is definitely some room to climb up there. There's plenty of teams that they're comfortable to overtake. You know, it's not too far away, so we'll have to see. And if they can win here, that will definitely take them up in the standings. It will take them up, I think it's two places. I'm not too sure. I think I'm not too sure how it works. Does it work off win percentage? I think by the looks of things.
Yeah, so it'll take the overall match and then go to map win percentage from there. The next tiebreaker from there, George, will be head to head. We have only had that situation happen once, I believe, at least in my time in EGF, of course. So I'm not 100% sure how like likely that is, and obviously there's a lot of there's a lot of Rocket League being played. But regardless, Z-Ball, Tone, and Cypher making up your Marist College squad. A lot of back and forth right now. Tone making a name for themselves. Mikey, a nice slice down the side right here. This is the University of Tennessee. They've been playing a lot of defense so far, playing it very, very well. Love to see what they have on offense.
Yes, indeed. We will have to see as still Maris trying to push the objective here. They're trying to get the ball forward, and now Tennessee look like they've got themselves a little bit of room. Mikey putting up off the back balls. The ball will just about defend it. Unfortunately, Hermes cannot deliver that cross this time.
Cypher going to be meeting Mikey here in a bit. Again, a lot of offensive pressure. What a stop! That's actually a self-stop. He stopped his opponents on this one, or he stopped his teammate's shot, right?
Yeah, he stopped his teammate shot. It definitely wasn't intentional.
Wow.
Hermes
Wow.
with the shot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but when you're Marist College, you use your opponents to block the ball.
Yeah, exactly. He knew nothing about it though. He's coming down off the wall, and you end up there. It's just a bit tragic. But Hermes taking the ball away from net and doing really well with it. Z-Ball should be able to take this one off the back ball fairly easily. There's some good air dribbling coming out here. A lovely bit of teamwork for the pass off the wall. A triple pass, actually, in the end. And unfortunately, it doesn't come to too much in attacking terms, but, definitely, both teams definitely looking good here.
Z-Ball Doing a good job kind of playing this position. We were talking earlier about different positions. The sweeper keeper earlier, the player that comes out of this box a little bit farther and not just playing that back position. So far, Z-Ball has been doing a great job of really just instigating and infiltrating multiple members of this opposing squad, no matter what geographical setup they really have, taking this one away and interrupting passes in the name of the game for Z-Ball, and there's no reason to believe that this one will stop.
There is no reason indeed. Ball goes up. Tones will try and bank it back in off the bottom of his car, but can't quite do it. And yeah, it's been end-to-end stuff so far. Spickily put the ball in the middle and should come down. Z-Ball once again takes it away, and a really nice touch, a really nice pass. Hermes with a beautiful touch. The demo comes out. It's potential to bump, but can't find the back of the net.
Just like that, though, Nike kind of putting this one off across the side and then centering it up perfectly. Marist College on a little bit of run right now. Tone tries to get something going, not going to happen. Mikey sliced off to this left side. Past half time, I guess you know, with 7 total scores, you know, in our first game from the first matchup there, Quinnipiac, North Dakota, you forget how fast this game goes when there's no pauses for scores, right?
Yeah, exactly. The games do go fairly fast. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen a goal yet, but both teams are defending well. I think that Tennessee definitely showing that they can fight here, but that's a great shot and a great save from Hermes, putting that one out of the net with a great save, but Spickily with the shot on target. Z-Ball will defend it well once again.
And I guess I got to explain the reference. Spicoli from the great coming-of-age movie. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Spicoli and Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused.
I'm not sure.
Spicoli's like the character in that. I mean, it's spelled the exact same, so I mean, it's a very, very popular American movie, especially amongst college students. So, all those themes lead me to believe. I don't know though. Don't have the 100% confirmation. I guess I shouldn't speak like I do.
Yeah, I've not heard of that film before, to be fair.
Dazed and Confused, bro.
Dazed, yeah, no, never heard. 1 minute.
Very American
to go.
Very American film. So.
Is it a patriotic American film?
Fast Times Ridgemont High. You're right. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. You're right. Yeah, I'm sure Chad lit up on that one. I was so concerned. I was so convinced that I was right. So convinced that I was right. I am speaking, of course, not the voices in my head, but to our producer who gave me the correct movie on that one. Yes, that's Fast Times Ridgemont High. Another coming-of-age movie, kind of around the same time as well. We're going to call it 75% correct. Hermes, though, 100% correct. That's going to be University of Tennessee. The underdog numerically coming into this at 4-8. Taking on Marist College 8-4. The numerical underdog striking first here at 24 seconds.
Yeah, you love to see it. Obviously, the underdog story. It's always good to see. Personally, I love to, you know, if I'm neutral, you always cheer on the underdog in most situations. But in this match here, both teams have looked good. It's just so happens that Tennessee have managed to do better and put the ball in the back of the net. Mikey putting it down, looking for the double touch, but can't quite find it. Spickily should be able to defend this one with the seconds ticking down. We should be all good. Put it into the middle, and there it is. A lovely little touch into the back of the net from Tones.
10-10, 0-0, 1-1. It don't matter. Score difference is all the same. Score difference is 0. Tones putting this one up with 3 seconds to go. We'll get a triplet of seconds in regular time before we hit the formal overtime situation. First, of course, we'll go to that volleyball, right? Don't let the ball hit the ground right here. That one's a roller up to the side. Now 0-0's up top. Don't let the ball hit the ground. Z-ball in the rest. Nope, a shank down bottom. That's a great read from the University of Tennessee, realizing this was in a bad position.
Yeah, really good. The bump came out, and then the teammate was there to put it back as well. That could have been one of the best redirects we've seen. If Hermes would have got that one on target, would have picked them up the win as well. Mikey, beautiful flick, but it's well defended from Z-ball, once again refusing to let the enemy team get the ball in the back of the net. Tennessee coming up, Hermes coming down, Spickily with the rebound. Defended well once again. Another rebound, but it should be defended. Finally, they can take a breath. They can try and get the ball away.
30 seconds into this one. Mikey, a little bit too fast. Kind of looking like a player earlier, but just like that, yeah, this is University of Tennessee now in the defense for the first time in this overtime situation. Z-ball, solid stop right here. Passes will come soon, George.
I thought he was going up for the
Oh
flip
my
reset.
God.
It doesn't matter. He finds the back of the net anyway. Z-Ball doing it all, coming up with a tornado, looking to try and get under the ball for the flip reset. Doesn't get it, but he does get the touch. And Hermes ends up putting it in the back of his own net by accident. And once again, Marist will take the win.
Yeah, nicely done. Game 1 going the way of the Red Foxes. That's Marist. Once again, the team coming in 8-4, playing against University of Tennessee, currently at 4-8. So kind of flip-flop of the win-loss ratios right there, and a very close game. This is a game that the Vols can take home and really feel good about, because once again, taking a team like Marist, Red Foxes, basically a top 10 team, all the way down to, I mean, 4 seconds regular time. That's how much it was, right, George?
Yeah, it was something like that. It wasn't very much at all. It was a very last minute, last second equalizer, and in the end, honestly, it was it was a beautiful touch into the back of the net. I wasn't expecting it to go into the middle, but it did It did get there. Sorry, and here we go. We're underway with the second game. 5 minutes on the clock, and here we go.
A little turtle action there. Good effort from Cypher. Good effort from Cypher. Slow and steady, whatever. And they win the race. Probably not the case for Rocket League, but whatever. Goalie finding one across the middle. Cypher reads it perfectly. Sends one flying out. Little shank action there. No real pickup action from Tennessee here. A little bit more frantic on their passes so far. I think the Marist has really gotten to this ball a little bit faster. I think maybe that game 1 situation, that game 1 overtime, wasn't a short one either. Might have gotten a little bit to the mental of your University of Tennessee Volunteers.
And some of the surprises me is on our team roster stats. It says that all the players of Marist are currently Champ 2. And I definitely don't believe that. Some of these plays that are coming out are absolutely ridiculous. I think we might have some a little fib on this case. But
There you go. It's like the classic baseball situation. You get a minor league player that's very clearly almost 40, putting up the number. Oh yeah, 26, coming out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Okay, got you, man. Got you.
Exactly that. But in this game, at the start of this game, about 1.5 minutes in, it is looking very close still. 0-0. Either team really showing too much dominance. Tones goes up, puts it in the middle. That's going to be difficult for Hermes. He will get there though, and Mikey comes up, and once again, Mikey with the aerial, it was just a little bit too far, and he's gone behind it, put it back in a dangerous area. Spickily, though, cannot connect. Cypher puts it away.
This one over. Mikey shot up. Tone can't get to it, and yet again, University of Tennessee taking the lead.
Yeah, Cypher actually put it in a great position there for Mikey. I didn't realise. I was like, he's put it away there, but he's actually put it in such a dangerous position, high in the air. Both teammates on the floor, one rotating for fuel, and yeah, in the end, that was very dangerous. So now we're going to be all level again at 2-2. Well, it's not on aggregate score. It's it's 1-0. I keep forgetting that in Rocket League we don't do aggregate score lines.
Yes, it is all gravy, baby, all gravy. Georgie coming in from casting a lot of football, American soccer, and I call it American soccer, right? That's right?
That's fine.
I guess it's American
okay.
football. Whatever, dude. You guys know what I'm talking about. The game where you put the white and black ball on a field and you kick it around, all right? Use your feet for this one. My point is, very similar, obviously, right? Like people always call Rocket League flying car soccer. I think that's flying car football. It's a fair analogy to draw, right?
Yeah, I forgot what the predecessor to this was. It was acrobatic, rocket powered battle cars.
That's as close as I'm going to be able to get it.
Acrobatic, rocket powered battle cars.
Supersonic, acrobatic. Oh man, I know supersonic's in there somewhere. That's where they hark the supersonic, acrobatic, rocket powered battle cars. My man. We gotta have good production like this, folks. Right? We're going off on crazy tangents. They're gonna bring us back onto reality, back on and get grounded to earth, right? I mean, is certain in a second. Gonna be wings on the end of his feet, indeed. 2-0 now, a serious lead for University of Tennessee. We saw 3 total scores. Game number 1. 2 minutes left here at Giorgio. And we still have. And we got 2-0 already, is what I'm saying. 2-0.
Yeah. In the first game, they were 1-0 up, and it wasn't enough to take it home. But now they're 2-0 up in this game. Will it be enough for them to take home this second leg? That is the question, because it's a very important leg, this one. It's a very important leg. If you lose it, you're on match point. You're starting to get really worried. But if you can take this one, you're going to start feeling a little bit more comfortable yourselves. But take nothing away from this. Marist is still a very serious opponent to be playing against.
Spicoli shot over. Some nice play over here on the side. 90 seconds away from a situation. We get a little tied up action. We would love to see that as well. Again, just the numerically at underdog position. University of Tennessee at 4-8 versus Marist at 8-4.
Yeah, Mickey coming off the back wall there and trying to put it in the back of the net. It was almost absolutely outrageous, to be honest, the amount of power he had on that. But a great save once again. Mikey's feeling himself here.
It really does, really does. 60 seconds left. Shot over Hermes. Gets this bounce across the bow. That was going to be, I think, yeah, Tone on the other side right here. Yeah, Tone just gets nothing more than a front row seat to this one.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a misread.
Holy moly.
Went to come across. His teammate was already there, went to come across, and then he'd realised, I've made a mistake. I've made a rotation mistake, and Hermes obviously putting it away. That's the second goal Hermes had like that, actually. Second one, both goals being fairly, ground-based, and maybe a little bit of a misread coming out from the Marist players.
37 seconds. I definitely got to agree here, George. This is game 2 really looking different from game 1, right?
Yeah, I feel like Marist are still playing quite well. They're still getting a few opportunities, but yeah, something's been turned on by the Tennessee players here. They're definitely starting to shine as 24th versus 11th. It doesn't seem like that right now.
Yeah, and this is out of 33 total, people. So, standard differences here in the standings. Mikey Likey, that's going to be a 4th here for University of Tennessee. Some fantastic stuff. This was Marist that did it at 4 seconds, but that was only a score difference of 1. This is University of Tennessee. We have purchased ourselves some extra Rocket League here, George. At least a game 4 situation now, right?
Yeah, exactly, at least. And I'll tell you what, I really like those wheels on that Dominus. I'm not sure which ones they are, but they look beautiful. Shot coming out, it won't mean anything at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right now, it does look like Tennessee are going to be picking up this one. We'll be going up to 1 apiece in terms of games. And yeah, I think that, Hermes got quite a few goals. He got a couple of goals there. So did Mikey. But I really feel like Mikey was pulling the strings in that game. He was doing so much. He looked absolutely fantastic.
Gotta agree, George. The game is only congratulating him with 1 assist on here. I really feel that second one from Hermes was played in there. Not that Spicoli didn't have a role here. Again, I'm pretty sure it had honest shots from them, none awarded from the game, but Rocket League can be a little bit wonky in how it does award these points. For example, Tone at 88 points. That's not a number that I can agree with. Tone just simply had a lot more pass plays and whatnot. But again, Rocket League does not actually give in-game points for passes and whatnot, unless it's through the assist mechanic, of course. So 88 points, read it, don't weep, doesn't matter. Moving on in here to game number 3 after a true neutral situation has been purchased between these two teams. Best of 3 basically after the first game went to Marist and game 2 going to Tennessee.
We'll have to see if Marist can bounce back in this game and see if they can get themselves an early goal maybe. They just didn't look great in that second game, unfortunately. They just didn't really show up too much. I mean, they had a few opportunities and they were defending well for most of the game, but 4 goals in the back of the net, a couple of communication errors. We'll have to see if they can bring it back to that game 1 form. And there is an early goal coming out from Cypher, finding the back of the net. And, the second game didn't go too well, but they're starting to get themselves back in it.
Like I always say, brother, whatever the most important part of this matchup is the breaks in between games. The time to communicate with your team when there's no actual pressure on, and really boil down what it is that you want to keep on doing. Looks like Marist College is the first time they've taken the lead in the first, right? The first time they've scored initially against the University of Tennessee.
Tone's coming out and picking it out of the top corner after a couple of successive decent shots coming out of the side of Tennessee. And once again, you haven't seen Marist get on that defensive work, get on that defensive side of things. Mikey putting it up. Z-Ball doesn't read it, doesn't get anywhere near it, but Cypher is on the backboard, fortunately. And launching it to the other side of the field where Cypher is, and this could be a break of play potentially. The missed aerial from Hermes comes up Spickly and is able to clean up the act.
Z-Ball putting this one around. Not one, but two players there, and Tones puts in second. First shot attempt on. First goal made for this player. 106 kilometers per hour as well. Z-Ball with the assist.
Yeah, I mean, that goal kind of came out of nothing, didn't it? They seemed like they were on the back foot. They were defending for a few seconds, you know, about a minute. Well, more like 30 seconds. It's difficult in Rocket League. As Spickly gets a goal back straight off the kickoff, which again came out of mostly nothing. Gets the rebound there and just the willingness to keep chasing the ball and finds himself in the right position for a goal. But yeah, I feel like definitely end-to-end stuff right now.
Yeah, it really has been. That's one of the furthest goals we've seen on broadcast as well. Hermes trying for some fancy stuff. We've seen this player fly around the map. A lot of scores in earlier. Not going to happen on this one, though. Mikey now leading this one out. University of Tennessee on the defense for right now with plenty of time left right here. Cypher and Tones really has been this duo squad right here for Marist College, just getting in these passes consistently. Whether that's into points or not, passes have really have been there.
They really have. I mean, both teams passing the ball really well. Tennessee doing exactly that. What a redirect from Hermes. Look at it. Came up. It was a great pass from Spickly. It bounced in the middle and then just comes up, reads exactly where he wants to put it on his car and hits the back of the net. Could have been slightly more in the top corner if you're being super nitpicky, but that was a brilliant finish.
Yeah, exactly. The placing might have been, a little bit more on point, blah, blah, blah. But, like you said, you have to be really looking for errors at that point
Exactly.
to try and criticize them like that. 2-2, back to it. About 3 minutes left, not even halftime yet. The score difference remains 0.
Does indeed, and this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted both teams to be getting goals, keeping it super close, and we saw a fairly close game. Well, in game 1, game 2 was not very close, but game 3 is definitely showing that it is a lot closer.
Yeah, Mikey now taking this one over. Speaking of advantages, University of Tennessee, Mikey's been doing a lot on offense here, George.
He really has. He's been looking really good offensively, to be fair, and defensively. Mikey seems to be that player that is often in a good position off a shot, but isn't always necessarily finding him. Hermes going up. Mikey should be coming in for the rebound, but it's well defended by Tones once again. Ball going up, and I think Tennessee are just saying we can back off here. We need to wait for them to press the ball, and Mikey, good bit of dribbling. Cypher, though, puts in a dangerous area. The bump from Mikey, and Mikey gets a goal. Mikey's a menace.
Mikey is a menace indeed. Comes out, hits this one. Realize that Cypher's an unintentional hit on the end actually centered this one up. Mikey leaves this one. This would have been wide right? Wide right, correct?
Z-Ball missed the demo, which is so vital in this situation. He completely missed the demo, and he was way out of position. Hermes doesn't miss the demo that time. But yeah, he was completely out of position. His teammate was then forced to kind of react fast to the shot. Oh, that was a hard goal to concede if you are Marist.
The drop down there, they had a lot of faith in that one in their reading of angles on this one. I thought that might have been in, but top bar, and down skis yields no future goals, at least for the time being. About 80 seconds left in this game. Again, winning team here will take the advantage. Losing team will not be out yet because we are in a game 3 after a tied up game 1 into game 2. This is game 3.
Tones hitting it up, but Mikey once again there to clear away. Z-Ball takes control of the ball. Spickly, absolutely, he hits it so hard and unable to read the ball. Cypher, luckily his teammate was there. The demo on Spickly, and Michael a little bit of a mistouch on the ball, but luckily Spickly comes to clean it up once again. And we are seeing Tennessee come forward quite a lot here. They are starting to show that they're just going to keep coming forward. Great little touch though. Mikey does get a good touch on it. Oh, Spickly puts it into a dangerous area. Does need to clear it away. Oh, this could be very dangerous. Z-Ball maybe looking for the double touch. Can't find it. Cypher though puts it down but hits the post. Tones can't put it away either, and Mikey clears away.
That was a decently even shot, even angle, I mean, across this left side, but not able to cover that one up. Now it's dodging into the middle right here. The Red Fox is trying to collapse on this one. 13 seconds to go, only a score difference of 1. We still have a game.
Do indeed. The last few seconds, Hermes goes up for it, bounces it off the wall. Mikey going to go up as well. Tones will put it in a dangerous position. Great touch from Z-Ball. Cypher can look for it, but can't get up in time, and Hermes will put it down, and that will be match point for Tennessee.
Yeah, so match point now advantage. Tennessee, Marist College dropped on the game. You are out skis. Look, taking it to the numbers for right now, 3 scores Tennessee's side, and this distributed evenly across these three players. Mikey, Spicoli, Hermes, all with 1. Hermes the only one without an assist. Hermes the only one without at least 1 save. This is going to be, what, total 8 shots across, 8 to 5 from Marist's 5. That's really not even that big of a difference, especially when you consider that they had the same amount of assists and saves on the other side as well.
Yeah, I feel like Marist are just relying a little bit more on the assist from Z-Ball. He seems to be the one that's putting the ball, like he seems to be getting it in the more dangerous positions. They seem to be maybe relying on him a little bit too much. They need to try and find some positions where they can potentially set him up to score. Cypher puts it in the middle, cleared away by Spicoli, and the whiff from Tones as once again Tennessee can look to come forward. Hermes looks for the dribble, but calling that bluff.
We'll see how this one continues. I can definitely agree. Getting Z-Ball more involved in any side of this ball is only going to be advantage Marist. Back on over to this left side. He pops this one up. Tone's trying to play this one. I kind of think the Red Foxes have gotten some of these passes kind of away from him. Like that one right there, there was no need to really like just manhand this one against the wall, right? Teammates immediately read this one and just start backing up. He pretty much gave away possession, at least for a few seconds.
Yeah, a little bit more aggressive with the ball. Marist, they're slamming it into the backboard, expecting teammates to be there. Chance though, Cypher, great save coming out from Hermes once again. And Tones will put it down. Z-Ball though misses the aerial. Tones going to fire it back to Cypher, who can clear it away, and maybe they can keep possession here, Marist. But Tennessee, well, it's Mikey, to be honest. Mikey showing that he's very good on the ball. He's very good at taking the ball away from you off the wall.
This game looking a little bit more like our game number 1 with a little bit of time between anybody scoring and the start. Back on over to it though. 90 seconds into this one, no scores and boards quite yet, and a lot of this pressure has been against Marist. Tennessee really is showing up right now.
Yeah, they really are. Really showing that they've got this hunger, this desire to come forward to try and get some more goals. Hermes puts it into a great position, but it's a great save from Z-Ball once again, who bails his team out. Cypher with the hit, but Mikey reads it really well. Tones going up. Can he potentially get a flip reset? Doesn't need to. Jukes in mid-air, and you've got to stop that before it happens, really. The shot comes out, look, he gets here, and then he fakes a little bit, looking like he's going to go for the flip reset spinning. And the players just can't read it in Tennessee.
Perfect gyration against the ground right there. Like, not a full pinch by any means, but at least the same direction and trajectory that this ball would have been going, if not the same speed. Some fantastic stuff from Marist to take the lead here with 3 minutes left or so. Again, Marist College fighting down right now. 2-1 lead for Tennessee.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here as Marist are looking to take us to a Game 5. It's actually really well played from Tones to put the pressure on. He's still applying that. Done really well. Z-Ball tries to put it in, but Mikey with another great save.
Seriously, it is not for lack of trying. Marist only has 1 goal on board right now, George. It is not for lack of trying.
Exactly. That they are playing really well, and they're putting the ball in great positions. But Mikey is defending so well. So are the whole team, to be honest. We've seen numerous saves come out of Hermes. Chance for Hermes, but Z-Ball once again dedicated to keeping a clean sheet this game.
Z-Ball once again, like getting them involved in offense more so, but showing up on defense has been the screaming effect that we've seen so far in this game. Number 4 here, possibly the last. We see this scoreline go down 1-0. Of course, that'll be a tying factor, and we'll get the sudden death situation across the 5-minute last game.
Exactly. Mikey puts into the midfield. Cypher waiting for the ball. Spicoli with a good touch, putting it forward. Tones can get it away from that area. And yeah, it's just both teams just firing the shots back and forth, firing the passes, trying to find an avenue to go down. But as we've been saying for so long, chance Z-Ball looks at that pinch once again. Mikey will clear away after a good Hermes save. But yeah, the games are just so close, so end to end.
I mean, yeah, Z-Ball had an opportunity. There's an open net, and Spicoli ties this one back on up. This comes off the back. Like this replay starts about 3 or 4 seconds after Z-Ball gets possession of this one, brings it in, and then none of his teammates are there. We might have seen this exact same kind of play on the other side if that Z-Ball player got a little bit more support on the Marist.
Yeah, the thing is, once again, Mikey the Menace in the box, getting the demo on the player that's supposed to be back on net. And then the whole rotation's broken and there's a free opportunity, and it's just so smart, understanding that if you do take one of those players out, that will leave a gap eventually. And it showed up right there, to be honest. 1-1 now, but is there going to be... Well, there's going to be a winner eventually because we go to overtime. But who do you think could take this one at this point? Now that we've seen that Tennessee have got another goal and they could potentially have the momentum.
I'm saying like a 51-49% advantage Tennessee right now. They have a lot more to play for, and they've shown they have the skills to pay the bills. It's just about getting it done at this point. And they're in a true neutral situation with an advantage right now. Maybe not in Game 4, maybe in Game 5, but this offense is still alive and still firing. Mikey putting this one up. It's kind of past one. Hermes has to play this a little bit slower. There's another hit play. Goes for the defender. Not going to happen. Hermes decides to go for the back target on that, the back option. Now, more offense action. Both teams just pouring it all on offense right now.
Yeah, both teams pouring out. There was a demo, so potentially a chance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to see the last seconds tick down. Z-Ball goes up. Really well played from Spicoli. Cypher keeps it up in the air. I don't know if that's the best idea, but we'll keep it up for a few seconds before we hit the overtime. And which one of these two teams is going to come away? If Marist gets it, we go to a Game 5. If Tennessee gets it, they will take the points. They will take the win. Shot from Cypher. Spicoli with another great save.
Maybe just clinch up a little bit early here. 10 seconds into this one. It has not been short overtimes thus far. It has not been incredibly long overtimes either. Is super dangerous across the middle, about as hard as they can hit. Mikey and Tones right there without actually a demo being in. Cypher! Cypher's going to shank this one in. And yet again, Marist College winning in a 2-1 score.
Wow, look at the pass. It's all about the pass from Z-Ball. He gets it up. He gets a double touch off the wall. Not really, it's not really a pinch, but, you know, he hits it into the wall, hits it off himself a couple of times, gets that speed, and it drops down in the perfect area. Nobody really waiting in net. And in the end, another deserved win for Marist as we move on to Game 5.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I like it. Once again, just recounting scores here. 8-4 Marist College. That's the Red Foxes at 11th. Coming in from the MAC Conference against the University of Tennessee Vols. 24th overall and 4-8 record for the wins and losses so far. If you ask me who is going to win, I'd say I don't know. If you're asking me what is more at stake for either of these teams, that is definitely Tennessee here, George. An opportunity to come back up on a team like this at 4-8 and really start to rebuild that towards that positive win-loss record, especially in the second half as we're about 75% through the EGFC season, is crucial for a University of Tennessee playoff contention.
It really is, and they need the win here to bring themselves up in the standings a little bit. Not too many weeks left to go, so they do need to start to put some wins away. Cypher with a shot. Spicoli will get there just in time. Tones, maybe going to look for the aerial. Gets the flip reset guaranteed off the top of the net as he didn't jump down, but cannot find anything. Well defended once again. Mikey does clear away with a half flip. Puts it into a dangerous area. Spicoli clears away. And that is one thing both of these teams have done really well. Both of these teams very, very good at defending. Spicoli banks it in off the back, but cannot put it in the back of the net. The demo is there, but once again, the ball is just not quite falling favourably enough for Tennessee.
Big, huge shanking play here. And yes, it's defense Tennessee right now, but that's going to open up these kind of plays, these opportunities, at least bring this one out. Now a lot of middle action, and a Mikey with a full boost is always going to be very, very dangerous. Spicoli across the middle. That's University of Tennessee doing the exact same thing on the other side. Hermie is now dropping in the demolition there once the offense really kind of lets up pressure.
Good demos coming out once again from both teams. Obviously showing that, You know, if you're out of position, you might as well go for the shot, but it's well defended from both teams once again in the midfield. Tones can look for the shot, potentially goes up. Well timed jump as well by Hermes. Hits it back for Cypher from Z-Ball. Tones goes up. Can he put it down? But once again, just really, really good defending.
And this is just, yeah, and this has just really been a demolition derby the past 2 minutes or so. So we near 3 minutes left in this game 5 situation. I'm not against it, and Tones isn't either. What a reception across the middle here. Flying in about as fast as it gets. That's 130 kilometers per hour, people. Hands down the fastest goal we've seen on broadcast today.
Yeah, it was a rocket, that one. An absolute rocket. And the lead has been taken by Marist as Tennessee, you know, they did a really good job winning 2 games. What was it? It was 2 games back-to-back, right? They won the second and third game, and there you go. Cypher with another goal as Marist now starting to assert their dominance.
Cypher being the overtime champion of game number 4 is showing up again in game number 5. And in quick fashion as well. 12 seconds separating these 2 goals. 1 goal, no real lead indeed in Rocket League. 2 goals, the beginning of an actual advantage.
Exactly, and 3 minutes to go. Plenty of time still to go for Tennessee. They can look for some opportunities, but now they need to maybe start thinking about throwing some more stuff forward, and Nike gets himself a goal. That's 1 to the favour of Tennessee. 1 more to go before they can bring things back to even.
I like it. I like it. It was 12 seconds separating the 2 earlier, 18 seconds separating this one. The University of Tennessee is not out of this one quite yet. This is the tenacity that Tennessee Volunteers are known for, my friend.
Exactly, that never say die attitude, and the ball's going to go up. A couple of teammates in the middle can find Tones, but Spickily patient, understands that where the players are on the pitch and can take his time to make the save. But all back in possession of Marist. Z-Ball, it's not the greatest of touches, and Mikey can take it away. Tones with a 50-50 comes out on top, and once again, it's just both teams kind of trying their hardest to get possession of the ball. Looks like Mikey's got it. Oh my, if Hermes would have connected with that, that could have been an absolutely beautiful effort. But yeah, once again, both teams obviously just trying to hang on to the ball for as long as possible.
Yeah, this is really just about maintaining possession for as long as possible. Obviously, Tennessee is also counting the seconds. They're watching the sand pass through the hourglass right now because there's 2 minutes left and they are at a technical disadvantage. Doesn't matter the amount of time of possession they're going to have at the end of this one. It's only going to matter is the points here in a Game 5 barn burner.
Hermes goes up, ball comes down, and Spickley's going to have to get there. And Mikey looked for the demo potentially onto Tones. That would have been really, really good. That would have been promising. But Tones has got the ball and they can break now. Marist. That's well defended from Mikey. Goes up into the midfield in a bit of a dangerous area. Ball is going pretty fast, so it's going to be hard for them to get onto it. Z-Ball. Maybe going to look for the shot himself. Looked for the demo. Cypress cheeky. Doesn't quite come off, but Hermes looks for the Cuxa pinch. It's not really good enough. It doesn't really go anywhere, to be honest. Just sticks under him, but they need to do something and do something fast, Tennessee.
Yeah, so not against the aggressive look at it, but not 100% sure if playing player instead of ball was the move on this. That is something else, really. We've seen plenty of demos, but not really a whole lot of points to come across as a result of them, right?
Yeah, very true. There's been there hasn't been too many attempts this game, to be honest. It's just been both teams banging the ball about, hoping that, you know, they can get either a lucky touch, just like that one. Spickily finds the back of the net, and it looks like with 38 seconds left to go, we could go to overtime. But yeah, a lucky touch, and Tones just, well, he can't get there. I don't know what happened, to be honest. That must have been unexpected.
I'm not 100% sure either. Tones, got to give it to him. You got to play this ball regardless, though. You know, this is going in, so you have to get there. If it's a technical own goal, who cares? Not over with yet, and that's going to prove it. Hermes with his bare shank, and Z-Ball, I think, was just anticipating this going in. Oh, my God. Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought that was... All right. Calm down here, George. Calm down. Jesus Christ, you're talking too fast. You're being too loud.
It was very close. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was just as worried. Spickily goes up with a good touch, but comes down Tones. They do need to defend this 5 seconds to go. Can they keep it up? Is there potential for one last shot, one last play? Hermes wins touch and it goes down. It will be the overtime. Who's
Wow,
going to take
yeah.
this one?
We've gotten multiple games. This is the third game of these 5 going into a formal overtime situation. Once again, it's been decently shorter. Hasn't been incredibly long, but this is as neutral a situation as you get. This is back to the 50-50. This is all what it comes down to right here.
Yes, indeed, and there is a chance. Tones, Mikey with another tremendous.
Oh
Hermes
my
with a save. Cypher puts it in the back of the net. And once again, Marist come out on top in overtime. They'll take the series. They'll take the points. They will take the win.
Cypher, the absolute superstar of overtime here, George, took Marist College down took Marist College through from game 3, moving into game 4. They are down. They are down 2-1 in the series. Coming back there in the overtime situation in game 4, and then again in the game 5. Again, Cyber really punching the ticket to W land here for the side of Marist College. And again, a game they got as close as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, these games have both been so incredibly close that we've been to overtime. And how many of the games went to overtime? It
It
was
was game 1,
4.
game 4, and game 5.
Yeah, so 3 of the games going to overtime.
And all
Ridiculous. It
those
was
all those actually go in the way of Marist. Yeah, so every game that didn't go to
yeah.
overtime went the way of Tennessee. Every game that did go the way of Marist went into overtime. How interesting.
They
How
looked
interesting.
fantastic though. They looked absolutely great, and
Uh,
I think that they looked great in overtime. I think it was close on pretty much all of the games, and it was closer than we expected, considering 13 spots of placement between these two teams. And I was impressed by both teams, to be honest. I think that Tennessee needs to keep their heads held high. I feel like sure they could have taken this game today on a different day, but yeah, they can definitely come back and be
Oh
happy with
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, George, you roll these dice 100 times, you're going to get a 50-50 even split, right? This was as close as it gets, literally, numeratively, and figuratively, George. So we'll be back very, very short. Sorry, did you have something else?
No, no, nothing else. No.
Gotcha, gotcha. We'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Going to be getting the nice little bit of broadcast set up. We'll be back with you. Very short break.